of old. It marked a conclusion and preluded serious statements. "Now, Bates," he said, with a ring of authority and speaking in a louder key than he had yet used, "it's your duty under all the circumstances to help discover the hidden assets of the estate. We've got to pluck the mystery from that architectural monster over there, and the time for doing it is short enough. Mr. Glenarm was a rich man. To my own knowledge he had a couple of millions, and he couldn't have spent it all on that house. He reduced his bank account to a few $1,000s and swept out his safety vault boxes with a broom before his last trip into Vermont. He didn't die with the stuff in his clothes, did he? Lord bless me, no, sir. There was little enough cash to bury him, with you out of the country and me alone with him. He was a crank, and I suppose he got a lot of satisfaction out of concealing his money. But this hunt for it isn't funny. I supposed, of course, we'd dig it up before Glenarm got here, or I shouldn't have been in such a hurry to send for him. But it's over there somewhere, or in the grounds. There must be a plan of the house that would help. I'll give you $1,000 the day you wire me you have found any sort of clue." "Thank you, sir." "I don't want thanks. I want the money or securities or whatever it is. I've got to get back to my car now, and you'd better skip home. You needn't tell your young master that I've been here." I was trying hard to believe, as I stood there with clenched hands outside the chapel porch, that Arthur Pickering's name was written in the list of directors of one of the greatest trust companies in America, and that he belonged to the most exclusive clubs in New York. I had run out for a walk with only an Inverness over my dinner jacket, and I was thoroughly chilled by the cold mist. I was experiencing, too, an inner cold, as I reflected upon the greed and perfidy of the man. "Keep an eye on Morgan," said Pickering. "Certainly, sir." "And be careful what you write or wire." "I'll mind those points, sir. But I'd suggest, if you please, sir—" "Well?" demanded Pickering impatiently. "That you should call at the house. It would look rather strange to the young gentleman if you'd come here and not see him." "I haven't the slightest errand with him. And besides, I haven't the time. If he learns that I've been here, you may say that my business was with Sister Theresa, and that I regretted very much not having an opportunity to call on him." The irony of this was not lost on Bates, who chuckled softly. He came out into the open and turned away toward the Glenarm gate. Pickering passed me, so near that I might have put out my hand and touched him, and in a moment I heard the carriage drive off rapidly toward the village. I heard Bates running home over the snow, and listened to the clatter of the village hack as it bore Pickering back to Annandale. Then out of the depths of the chapel porch, out of the depths of time and space, it seemed, so dazed I stood, someone came swiftly toward me. Someone, light of foot like a woman, ran down the walk a little way into the fog and paused. An exclamation broke from me. "Eavesdropping for two!" It was the voice of Olivia. "I'd take pretty good care of myself if I were you, Squire Glenarm. Good night." "Good-bye," I faltered, as she sped away into the mist toward the school. End of chapter 13.